identification of need or problem of the customer really important? If yes, how can we do that? How can we develop a perfect marketing plan to sell our product and services? Also, we are going to talk about what is the importance of hiring a business coach. Stay tuned. Hello everyone, welcome to the brand new episode of The Business Queens. Today we have on the show Miss Nisha Nair. She runs her own handicrafts business with two brands. Joyra is her jewelry brand, which is highly sought after among elite defense officers' wives. It is available in 60 plus outlets nationwide. She has recently started her own new brand under the name of Athia, and this has made remarkable impression on jaipur.com. So Nisha, we welcome you to today's show.
Thank you, Ishleen, for having me here. I'm really happy that you are offering me this platform wherein I could actually make my voice heard. I'm very much happy to be here. Thank you.
Thank you so much. My pleasure indeed. So Nisha, tell us one thing. How did this whole idea come to you? Like, how did you plan that, okay, now this is the time I should venture into my own business?
So I am a Fauji wife. I mean, for the uninitiated, it is the wife of a defense spouse rather, and we have been transiting. I've had a very good corporate career rather, and we have been transiting in all sorts of locations within India. So definitely, there is it creates a certain dent in your career, and there is a stage when because we are also on our own wherever you go because generally you don't have your extended family around you.
Right.
So there was this stage where I've always felt that when you actually are ready for it, you actually realize, okay, this is the time now. Let me go ahead with it.
Right.
And there was also this need that I had seen because I've been born and brought up at Bombay. So having said that, I had visited Bombay for a requirement within our family, and I realized that something as basic as that particular product, which happens to be, a very premium product from the state of Kerala, which is where I hail from. That's my mother. I mean, I'm from Kerala. So
Okay.
I realized that even if in a city like Bombay, if it is very difficult to get something like that, which is so very basic but premium, and even if we are getting, then the prices are really high. And I just checked out Instagram and I realized the gap wherein we are seeing products which can easily be, I mean, at great quality, which you can actually get otherwise also at lesser rate. So I really felt that we need to come up with a brand wherein we are offering the right products, handicrafts rather. In fact, the whole idea is that we just started with jewelry, but we also plan to have, get into more of the handicrafts and all the lost handicrafts of the Indian artisan space. So the idea was that let's get the best of the products at best of the quality, of course, at the right price. Something that and what better if you can touch and feel it. What better if ladies can actually try it. So because I personally also can't buy jewelry online, to be honest. So what better if my patrons are also able to actually. So I also did a recce at the various defense outlets, and I realized that this particular product, this particular line of jewelry is not existent at any of those locations. And if at all they are there, the designs are not that the designs are basic, and of course the prices are also not up to the mark. So
Right.
that gap is where we realize that okay, let's get into it, and it has been a great journey so far. My defense family, they welcomed me with open arms, as you've already mentioned. We are supplying to 61 outlets across India. So the tagline that we have is for Kashmir se leke Port Blair tak we are supplying our jewelry is there. So that's how the journey has been so far, and it's been momentous. It's been very nice.
And you
Thank you.
pointed out very important thing, which is identifying the need of the customer. Because if you are good at identifying the need of the customer, then only you can plan what product or service are you going to give them. So it was quite easy for you to identify the need because you yourself, had the similar need and there was nobody to fulfill it. So do you think it is very, very important to identify the need? And if it does not come to you easily, what are the steps one can take to identify the need?
As I said, research is very important. You need to do your research. Of course, research has to be not only from the customers and also from from the source. Like
Right.
you need to find out the right set of vendors. You need to find out. You need to equip yourself with skills. Like even I know how to create some jewelry myself. I also sell some of my creations to these stores. But then it is very for me the pressure is so high that of course I have to get the so it's a mix. So we are also into manufacturing and contract manufacturing. Having said that, I have always felt that there is one thing that we as entrepreneurs, most of us as entrepreneurs miss is that how do we give it back to the society? So I don't know whether we can get into charity, but at least if we understand our vendor fraternity, the vendor fraternity, the artisan fraternity, the artisan is always missed. I have met so many entrepreneurs who say, "अरे हमारे अपने कारीगर हैं," but those are the ones who know how business is done. What about the artisans that you get to see at those handicraft fairs who are living in shanties? Of course, those handicraft fairs are sponsored by the government, but then you see 10 of them sitting at same line. So how much can a customer buy? So
Right.
we as entrepreneurs, I mean, that's also the vision and mission that we have in future to
Mm.
create a platform for those artisans who really need that hand holding so that their products are coming up in the global space. So if we actually look at things from a 360-degree perspective, not just the customer, also from the overall, market scenario, that will always help. I mean, that has always helped me get good ideas, and it has always helped me take the step further.
Hmm. And this is extremely important. India is such country where we have a huge, I would say legacy left by our ancestors, and we are not utilizing it, and the world is not aware of it. So this can be a very good platform for such people. Okay, tell us one more thing. Like you talked about the exhibitions and everything, where people go and sell their things, but they are not able to market it well. So how are you planning to market those things well so that it reaches the ideal customer?
Actually, before I come up with my plan, there is one issue that needs to be definitely looked at. The whole problem is also this: okay, the present generation might be carrying on with the craft, but the way things are, the way that I have seen, I really have my doubts whether the next generation would, take it up for their own thing, unless they are convinced that we are creating the right platforms.
Right.
So we as a company, that is the reason why we've launched ITHIA. Hoira is, I mean, it's called Hoira, which means jeweler, and the first brand, and the second brand is ITHIA. ITHIA means heritage. So my whole idea is that I mean, down the line, we create a concise and composite platform which is user friendly from the seller's perspective, and we do a mini Etsy kind of a thing, if you're aware of Etsy as a platform.
Yeah.
So if we can do that, and as I had mentioned to you when we were talking, I had mentioned that I also have a small women entrepreneur, a tie-up with certain women
Yeah.
entrepreneur
Yes.
organizations. So someday I hope that we actually get to work closely with the government, and maybe support them in any because even if government has platforms, those need to be marketed well. So we can try and work on that, create something on a PPP mode, wherein we can also put in our efforts and see how is it that we can encourage the upcoming generation to take this craft further. Otherwise, there are so many crafts which have actually lost, which are lost with time. Like we talk about creatures or animals which are extinct. That same thing is happening with our handicrafts. So what can we do? It is the first question. Again, that's the gap that we are looking at. So we are hoping to come up with a platform. But yes, being an MSME, it'll take time. It's a large canvas that I'm thinking of. I'm sure we'll do it someday. I'm very sure.
So how do you see yourself, like your business 5 years down the line?
Uh, to be honest, certain aspects or elements of this journey were not at all planned for. And I have, as an entrepreneur, or rather as a human being, I've always believed in my gut instinct,
Hmm.
and taking each opportunity as it comes has been my motto. And in fact, nahi hai to you create,
Right.
and also try to identify. So the good part is I have also, as the associations are definitely grooming me well,
Hmm.
and we also have. I'm also part of the Walmart Vriddhi program for mentors. For women entrepreneurs, where we are getting one-on-one mentoring.
Hmm.
So, with all that, what we are realizing is the brand and the company has a potential to grow exponentially.
Right.
And as I said, my aim is to create that platform. And down the line, in the coming year itself, we are planning to get into the export segment. Again, there I am being coached by India SME Forum
Hmm.
through their cohort for women exporters program.
Okay.
And down the line, we are planning to launch our own exports business. And this year, we are planning to onboard with all the major platforms. And then, as in how we grow, then I hope to. In fact, I am looking forward to be ready with my platform, or maybe having a year down, maybe 5 years down the line, we might be already doing some great work with the platform that I have in mind.
Mm-hmm. And we sincerely wish you all the very best for this. Okay, you have
Thank you.
highlighted that one more thing, like goal setting and business planning. This is something which has to go hand in hand, because if you do not have any goal, you do not get the direction of doing your work. And similarly, once you set up your goals, you can plan your business accordingly. So, what are your thoughts about it?
The goal setting has to be realistic, firstly. Like, I have seen people I mean, when you actually planning a goal, it has to be mitified, as in you got to be financially ready for it,
Hmm.
firstly. And
Right.
here I would like to mention that we are a bootstrap company.
Hmm.
Of course, we have been offered, I mean, my mentor has also been jokingly saying that, see, capital has never been a problem for you. I mean,
Hmm.
I know so many women entrepreneurs who tell me that, Arey, paisa chahiye.
Yeah.
For me, scaling up has never been a constraint because of capital has never been a constraint. We
Hmm.
have been managing our means very well. We
Hmm.
are bootstrapped. And
Hmm.
having said that, I'm not definitely, I don't know, down the line we might have to plan our things in such a way that that element
Hmm.
is always taken care of. Like,
Hmm.
we have to look at, I mean, our idea, our thought process has always been that when you plan something,
Hmm.
try to look at the future of that particular if I may say, project.
Hmm.
If I In fact, I treat each of the aspects of my business as a vertical. Like, we have an e-commerce vertical,
Hmm.
stores is a vertical. So any vertical that we come up with,
Hmm.
try and see the future of that vertical from at least a 5-year point,
Hmm.
then a 10-year point. So when I'm talking about a 5-year point, I need to first look at whether I'll be able to make up for the finances,
Hmm.
the infrastructure. Do I have the right staff for it? Like, if I'm talking to you about a large canvas, then I know for sure that we need to have the right set of people for it. I mean, the people are the biggest asset who are going to make it work. It's
Yeah.
not going to be just me.
Hmm.
Yeah. So, to any entrepreneur, I would only like to say that plans have to look good on paper, yes, for
Hmm.
sure. But those plans should be practical.
Hmm.
And in fact, what we do is, like, even right now, I'm sitting with a paper and pen. I always have this. So when I'm planning something, I just write it down and see, okay, इसके बाद ये होगा, ये होगा, ये होगा.
Hmm.
So जितना हो सकता है, just try and sit and work it.
Right.
Like how architects or engineers draw it. We
Hmm.
need to actually draw it and break it down and see, yes, if this works. I still understand there are so many things. Like, we all went through COVID.
Right.
COVID has been something that it was not anticipated, and
Right.
of course we need to have that element of risk is always there.
Hmm.
But as much as possible, try to plan to the T, if I may say, and that definitely takes you somewhere close to what you have in mind.
Right, right. And you have pointed out a very important thing. I really believe in thinking on paper, because when you are just thinking in your mind, most of the times your thoughts are lost and you cannot do root cause analysis. When you are thinking on paper, you can have a broader perspective of things, which is really important being an entrepreneur. And again, you highlighted very important thing, like 5 years down the line, how would be my finances? What kind of teams do I need? So there are so many things to a business that a business owner has to plan. So tell us one thing, has been any incident where you met a lot of challenges in terms of scaling your business or handling your team, anything? And how did you overcome that?
Yes, challenges have been there. My first challenge has been the transits that we've had. I started the business at Delhi, then moved to Jabalpur with the business. So it has been a nomadic business so far, till we moved to Bangalore for good in August last year. And from Jabalpur to Calcutta, and then from Calcutta to Bangalore. And so those were the years when I could not take the risk of hiring any staff. I was a solopreneur till then, and for me, the reason being, the only staff I could have was, those the ones who could do the menial tasks. The rest, the main job had to be mine. And even now, we are trying to just overcome most of those challenges. I mean, it has not been a cakewalk, if I may say. And documentation, government documentation has been a challenge because, like, I think that if I compare the previous generation, we are living in a better world where business is easier. But
Right.
still, the kind of space that I come from, I do not have the means to show an address for GST. I do not have the means to have a warehouse. So how do I figure it out? I was lucky enough that, as I always mentioned, I mean, throughout this entire journey, I was always maybe fortunate enough that I have always got the right set of people at the right time. Like today, when came to the stage, I got a mentor who can actually, you know, kind of coach me into how to talk in numbers, because that is one thing which I feel as an entrepreneur is very important. Till the time you're small, it is
Yeah.
fine, you can still manage, but there is a stage where you need to start talking numbers.
Yeah.
And the same way, I mean, right people came along the way, or maybe I went ahead and tried to forge more connections as to how could I actually eradicate all these challenges that come up. And with the right set of people, I mean, for example, if I may say, I mean, we were offered this opportunity at Mintra 2 years ago.
Okay.
And unfortunately, that time I was at Kolkata, and at Kolkata we were not able to set up a warehouse, and it took me some time to actually figure out that, okay, anyways I'm shifting to Bangalore. Let me have a GST here. Then all those documentations, and then the warehouse. It took 5 to 8 months. So that time lag definitely has had an impact on my journey with that particular platform. So these challenges are there, but it is always better that you try to keep all these things also in mind while getting on with it. So if I may say, I had my own unique set of challenges. Rest, yes. I mean, if you just work in the right direction, I feel, like, I mean, I don't know if I can use Hindi here, but if we all remember the movie where Shah Rukh Khan was saying, "Agar koi cheez aap shiddat se karo, to puri kainat aapke liye jo, khadi ho jati hai,"
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
to say. So that thing has definitely worked for me. I'm sure. वो एक जो कायनात वाली बात है, that also has worked in my favor.
And I completely agree with this, Nisha, because what I've ever felt is whenever you put in a lot of time and energy in something, results are bound to happen. You are going to get positive results. Somehow we lack in consistent efforts. Somehow we are not confident about ourselves. Somehow we do not trust our instincts. That's why we get dicey and we don't give our 100% to something. And that's how we are not able to cope up with the challenges. Otherwise, challenges are bound to happen.
When you start something new, there are always two set of people. I'm sure you remember the deaf frog, who's trying to climb the mountain or the hill. So there are always two sets of people. Then, in fact, the people who talk to you negatively about it are more
Right.
larger in numbers. So it's all about how you take it, and how clear are you about your vision.
Right.
Then eventually, when the results start coming in, everybody is with you on the same page. It's just about staying on your path.
Absolutely. And I think this is something we all of us must learn. You cannot please everybody, and anyone has the right to say anything about you. It all depends how consistent and how positive you are about what you are doing. And you actually want to do it, because I've seen so many entrepreneurs who get into business and they are not even sure what they are doing. They don't plan things in upfront. They are not sure about their product and service, and when they pitch it to other people, they are themselves not sure. How would the other person feel confident about buying that stuff, whether it is their product or their service? So this is one concern
Yes.
that have come up when I talk to business owners. I, being a business coach, most of the times when I talk to women entrepreneurs, this is one concern that they always come up with. Like, being a women entrepreneur, it's very difficult to manage these things, because when a woman does something, the society pulls her back most of the times. Although this
Yeah.
is with both, like, I won't say for men it is quite easy, but still comparatively it is easier for them.
I mean, you're right. I have also, I mean, throughout this journey, I've met many women entrepreneurs. Sadly, I feel in the 360 degree, I have always felt this thing that where they have actually not planned their finances well, or maybe they just jumped into something before they were ready with the product,
Hmm.
and then sir, apna gold be they all the gold is pledged, and they have huge loans on
Yeah.
them on their backs, and then they're all debt laden, and then it becomes very difficult for them to come out of it, and then you after all you take all those loans, and then you get onto the market, and then you realize the reality.
Right.
It's all a halo. They all
Hmm.
paint a rose. I mean, that's what I've seen. I mean, if you ask me, averaging out, I've seen most of the ladies, they come up with a rosy picture. So to say, I
Hmm.
mean, I'm not too sure. My association more has been with women entrepreneurs. I've not
Hmm.
spoken much to, so I would not, there's no gender bias here. I'm just talking about the, experiences that I've seen.
Right.
What I've seen is that it's always with a rosy picture at the start,
Hmm.
and the working has not been happened. The working has not happened.
Hmm.
And before that, just to sometimes I've seen ladies who have taken up all these debts because might have been easier for them to get, and they have had their goal to just to prove the society that I am doing something. They
Hmm.
just get into a business,
Right.
and then it goes in the the journey goes backward, and then so I would again want to need to reiterate, do not do anything just to please the society or
Right.
even to please your own self. There are times that you may be wrong. So self introspection, as I said, working on paper, looking at the thing in entirety. Like when I started, I didn't start it just for the sake that I was working somewhere. अब मैं घर पे खाली क्यों बैठूं? नहीं, I had something in mind. I had a plan. It took me 3 to 4 months of research, and I felt yes, I can do it. It took me, I don't know whether it sounds hilarious, but it took me a month to decide the brand name and the tagline.
Hmm.
Whenever I used to get busy in the day, I mean, I had quit my job, and then it was just I used to just shut myself from everybody. My children were at school, and then I used to sit, paper leke बैठ जाती थी, research, just write down what are the right brand names. It took me a month, but
Hmm.
I didn't launch the brand name till the time I was not sure, कि, okay, this is it, and we are still
Hmm.
going ahead with it. I mean, we still. I would not say stuck with it. We still sticking with it. So
Hmm.
that's a huge difference. And also, there are some ladies have realized कि चलो ठीक है हो गया. I mean, you never know that things might just not go as per plan. So these ladies, or rather any entrepreneur, this is true for any of those
Hmm.
10% men that I've met.
Hmm.
They do not know when to exit.
Right.
Every entrepreneur, I feel that they should always have an exit strategy.
Hmm.
वो नहीं होता है, then again, just to please the society, they carry on with it. They just go
Hmm.
on, they just go on, they just go on, till the time there is this, they get into a very bad situation, or they get burnt out.
Right.
Burnout हो जाता है, then you don't have a choice but to just shut shop. So
Hmm.
never do that. ये दोनों चीजें, when you start also, even right from day one, there should be an exit strategy. I
Hmm.
mean, I have always felt that every business should have an exit strategy. And
Absolutely.
also, don't start to please somebody, and don't stop and don't go on.
Hmm.
Just decide, is this right for the business?
Hmm.
Am I right in the way?
Hmm.
Give it a break. Give
Hmm.
it a break. Retrospect. Go back to your drawing board and just draw it out and see what works.
Hmm.
If you still feel या तो कुछ आपको दिख रहा है how you can work it out, then you go ahead.
Hmm.
Otherwise, don't carry on just to tell people that I'm doing something,
Hmm.
I'm doing a business. Don't carry on, and try to see if you feel the need कि ठीक है, I need to exit, then exit gracefully. It's
Right.
good for all of you, even for our peace of mind.
Yeah, yeah. And this is something very, very powerful that you have just said, Nisha. I've seen so many entrepreneurs lying to themselves, telling themselves that my product is good, my service is good, it is going to sell one day. They keep lying to themselves till the time they feel that now I have no way to go.
Exactly. I've seen it.
Yeah. So tell us one thing. Do you think mentorship or coaching can help the people if they are stuck? Because I've seen so many business owners, they are good at their skills, but they are not good at running the business.
Very much, very much. I'm a live example of this. As I said, I'm part of Walmart Riddhi, and my mentor tells me everything. Like we discuss strategies also. What are we discuss strategies from 100-day, 90-day perspective, 30 days mein kya karna hai. And he pinpointed just the right thing that see, I everything is fine, but you're not good with numbers. I will help you with that. You know, and and that was also my pain point. And I realized that this is a stage where I need to be, like it should be at the tip of my fingers, and I always wanted that. So that mentor is actually going to fill, because none of us are perfect. Abhi, like when we are at school, we didn't have a single teacher for all the subjects, right?
Yeah.
You always have a specialist. So we cannot be good at all. So we also need a specialist. We also need an expert. And who are we to be sure that we have hired the right people? Because if I am not good at numbers, I may just be having somebody who can keep a track. But
Right.
how to read between the numbers is a skill. So that is where a mentor comes in. A mentor will coach you, if not make an expert like himself or herself, at least a mentor will coach you to be independent with your pain point. तो
Right.
आपको कहीं तो nobody is going to take you for granted, और इसको तो पता नहीं, we can just like just bluff her. So
Yeah.
those things won't happen. So that coach is very important. वो coach होना चाहिए. And I would say, okay, I was fortunate enough that I could get this opportunity to be mentored by somebody. But if there is also, there will be you'll have to identify the right set of mentors also, because initially at the initial stage of the business, it may not be practical enough for a lady to actually invest into having a mentor. But आपके आसपास भी आप देखिए, there is a full possibility that maybe at times also within family, who knows to tell you who knows to handhold you well. So at times you could start with that, and then down the line definitely your business, अगर आपको लग रहा है कि हाँ चलो मेरी वजह से business growth हुआ है, then that is where you could again go wrong, because there might be a chance, there might be a stage where you might not be able to take things in control. You might just lose control, and that is where the mentor will actually help.
Right, right. And finding a right mentor is absolutely important. So I'll share one instance. Last week I was talking to a women entrepreneur, and when I just talked to her, she shared her challenges, things like that. And I myself is a business coach. So she saw my LinkedIn profile or something. So she told me that, Ishleen, you are also a business coach. So how can you help me with that? So I shared whatever, can be done. But I realized that she is not ready to I would say emotionally and mentally ready to hire a coach. Why? Because she was herself struggling with her finances. I told her it's absolutely okay. I'll help you for free. Because I don't want to earn from somebody who has to make a choice whether I should serve my family or I should pay to a mentor or a coach. So I did not want that. I told her it's okay. Whenever you feel like you need my help, just drop me a message. I'll give you the most possible help that I can deliver at that time, but please take mentorship and coaching from somebody. Otherwise, you are going to, your business is going to die, literally going to die, because she was in a state where she was hardly able to, bear her expenses and she was getting into debt.
At times, even if we try to look at things positively, at times a mentor can also make you grow your business exponentially. So even if you're doing well in your business, the mentor can actually try and make you at least double. You never know. They will actually sit and may run through your thing, and the mentor might actually point out and maybe help you sort that one thing that is lacking, which could take your business to the next level.
Yes.
So it could be the other way around also.
Yes.
It can't be just say, "Arey, mera nahi chal raha hai." So hiring a mentor is a great idea.
Right, right. And this is extremely important. I have seen so many businesses grow. We were stuck. Like they were like, इससे आगे अब scale ही नहीं हो रहा. We are not able to scale it. We are stuck at this level. And the mentor has really helped up, and because there are so many things that actually your mentors and coaches know that you might not know. I agree, knowledge is
Exactly.
available for free, but how to implement that knowledge, only a specialist can tell you.
Yeah, I mean, if knowledge can be, then there should not be any reason for us to go to school and college, right? You still have those institutions because not everything can be learned through YouTube. And you don't go to school and college just to acquire that knowledge. There are a lot many other reasons why a child is sent to school or college for that matter.
Right.
So there is a reason for everything, and a mentor could be the right, if I may say, the piece of your puzzle.
Absolutely.
If I may say,
Absolutely.
a right piece of the puzzle, and you might just not even realize how things would just turn around for good.
Right. Sometimes a very small investment gives you, highest returns that you had never, ever thought that, okay, this much
Yeah, yeah.
investment in marketing is going to bring me these much results. So sometimes the people are quite like, why didn't we think about it earlier?
So this challenge we are facing with social media, like
Hmm.
I feel that it's the challenge that you're talking about is like right now we know that with a certain investment you need to actually you can get exponential results. But
Hmm.
having said that, getting the right people to do this job, be it a mentor or be it a social media expert or even e-commerce expert,
Hmm.
even if you're ready to pump in the funds, it is very difficult to get the right people,
Hmm.
which is also the reason why we are we keeping a decent profile on social media. But of course, when you get the right people, either in-house or maybe the right agency,
Hmm. Hmm.
it's really worth the investment. It's
Hmm.
really worth the investment. It's really worth the investment.
And when you're choosing a mentor or a digital agency, you have to ask yourself a few things. First of all, you have to develop your own marketing plan. Like, what is your own budget? How much are you willing to
Mm,
spend? Because I agree
mm.
that the quality services do not come cheap. I completely agree with
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
But still, if
Mm.
you have a particular marketing budget and the digital agency is, the pro in their field, they are going to develop a marketing plan starting from the smallest budget ever. So it's not necessary that you have to invest lakhs of rupees to get good business. And social media marketing, it is extremely important. It is something which is the need of the hour. I have seen so many clients of mine who are generating n number of leads from LinkedIn. Even I myself, I'm generating a good number of leads from LinkedIn. And social media is
Okay.
powerful tool that you can always use. You have Instagram, you have Facebook, you have LinkedIn, you have your own website. Even your own website can generate a lot of leads for you.
Very much. I've seen many businesses grow very well if they just link all of these products together.
Yeah.
Platforms, if I may say, their e-commerce platform, their website, and the social media handles. If
Mm.
you just do it right in a 360-degree perspective, you can actually the business can grow exponentially, right? And for us, it has been offline all along. But
Mm.
that again is this what you said just now is the plan
Mm.
for the running financial year, and of course we'll go more gung ho about it in the coming financial year.
Mhm. That's great. Okay, Nisha, thank you so much for sharing your insights. Any one message that you would like to give our audience so that they also get inspired and they get motivated? If they're stuck somewhere, they get inspiration to come out of it. And if they're planning to start their own business, what would you like to tell them?
Okay, so I've always felt that success and failure is to each his own. So never treat yourself as a success or a failure. Just consider yourself as a work in progress.
Hmm.
Whatever the situation you be in, just think that okay, this is a work in progress, and then just keep working in the right direction. It's all about working in the right direction, if I may say, at the end of the day.
Right,
Thank
very
you,
well
Ishleen,
said.
for having me here.
Yeah, very well said, Nisha. And consistent efforts are bound to bring you results. Work in the right direction, plan your things, and put in consistent efforts. And if you lack knowledge or guidance somewhere, please take guidance from other people before you reach the place where there is, no way around, no way turning back. So don't get stuck. Look for a mentor, look for help, and start putting in consistent efforts. Believe in yourself. Don't lie to yourself about your product and services. There is always a scope of improvement. No matter the bestest product of the world or the bestest service can always improve. So it's been a pleasure to have you here, Nisha. Thank you so much for taking out your precious time.
Thank you for having me here, and I look forward to be in touch in future also. Look forward to coming back to your platform. Really happy to be here. Thank you, Ishleen. Have a good day.
Yeah. Bye bye. You too.
Bye. Thank you.